Hi, this is Jodie from English class of DSE University. Today we will present you our debate and the topic is torture is never justified no matter what the situation is. My team as affirmative is Putri and the negative are Apisia and Ermin. I agree torture is never justified no matter what the situation is. Torture itself in Oxford Dictionary meaning the action or practice of inflicting severe pain on someone as a punishment or to force them to do or say something or for the pleasure of the person inflicting the pain. For me, torture is never justified no matter what the situation is. Torture is inhumanity act. We can see in society today they reject torture because they said torture affirms the essential dignity and humanity of each individual. Torture is morally unjustified, therefore, because it dehumanizes people by treating them as the pawns to be manipulated through their pain. Ugh.
The affirmative team said torture never justified because torture is act of inhumanity. It might be true, but I disagree with that. Because there are many unforgiven crimes such as terrorism. There are many claims that torture saved many lives. The President of United States, Donald Trump, said we can prevent terrorism by torture. Various instances exist that appear to demonstrate that a terrorist plot was foiled by information acquired through torture. In fact, that torture still used since 1948 in many countries and it's super effective. Officially think of the Dark Ages, many prisoners of war are tortured for information as a suspect in malicious crime, and nowadays we can use torture to prevent terrorism.
Apisia said the torches can reveal terrorist plot by torches, but I disagree with her because neurological science also shows the touch and abuse are effective way to enter in fake according to neurological science professor Sen Omara abusive interrogation technique, both physical and psychological, can compromise memory, mood, cognitive function, which are essential to assessing accurate information.
Okay, just now Putri said that the torture are ineffective ways to interrogate prisoners, but I disagree. I think torture can be justified. For example, it happened in WTC building tragedy. Torture can may be effective at getting people to talk. Sheikh Mohammed, a terrorist involved in the 9/11 attack, who was tortured by the CIA after his capture. His mild torture convention led to the arrest of many suspected terrorists, all of whom were found to be innocent. Torture produces valuable and reliable information. A terrorist will experience pain for a short period while being tortured. Yet millions of lives that could be lost if that pain is not inflicted will be gone forever. The ethical trade-off is overwhelmingly in favor of performing of torture.
They say torture is effective to prevent the terrorists, but how about innocent people who suspect as terrorists? That's why I disagree with negative team, and from information that I have, According to a statement by 25 former interrogators and intelligence professionals from the U.S. military and other federal agencies, including the CIA, FBI, DEA, and NCIS, the application of psychological, emotional, and physical pressure can force a victim of torture to say anything just to end the painful experience. The challenge of interrogation is not to make people talk. Instead, it is to obtain precise and credible information. Bitch.
Affirmative team said torture is not effective in some interrogation. It might be true, but I disagree with affirmative team. Actually, torture produces valuable and reliable information. Advanced interrogation nowadays are perfectly legal. The infliction of severe pain or bodily damage is generally considered the definition of torture. But this leaves plenty of legal room for advanced interrogation that inflicts serious discomfort and pain on the suspect. The law actually allows for a little amount of aggressive interrogation techniques. I think torture is not punishment, but a measure to protect innocent civilians. Any proper application of torture would only be toward the extraction of information that could help to save many lives. Torture is defensive action, not a retributive action. Nowadays, leaders must be afforded the flexibility to judge that torture is the most probable way to save hundreds, even 1,000 or billion alive.
Okay, just now affirmative team said that the torture can bring psychological suffering on the victim. It might be true, but we can justify the torture in the right place, in the right person, and I believe with the ethical decision we should do the right thing. There are principles of common good based on the work of Jeremy Bentham. He said it's okay to hurt some people if that action brings good for most people. And besides, I know that we believe that some terrorists may deserve a little extra punishment for death and misery they have caused. If some terrorists have some inflicted and massive amount of pain and suffering, aren't they due a proportional amount of punishment? Isn't it their due desert? Or at least should we flinch the notion that the most evil of them experiencing only a teeny fraction of pain and suffering that they have caused or intend to the cause?
Negatives say that torture can be justified, but I disagree because today we can check there are many instruments that against the torture. For example, African Charter on Human and People's Rights, American Convention on Human Rights or Art 8, Cairo Declaration on Human Rights in Islam, Charter of Paris for a New Europe, Convention Against Torture and Other Cruel, Inhuman, or Degrading Treatment or Punishment. All the instruments are against the torture.
The affirmative team said there are many instruments that against torture. Therefore, there are many countries that legally torture. In fact, there are 141 countries that still implemented torture based on American Al Jazeera. The country that's still using torture can prevent the terrorists better than the other. Besides, according to the Human Rights Watch, the use of torture was documented in the following countries in 2004 and 2005. There are many countries that still using torture like China, Egypt, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Malaysia, Morocco, Nepal, North Korea, Pakistan, Russian, Syria, Turkey, Uganda, and Uzbekistan.
I believe it. The torture never justified on matter what. In my religion, Imam Nusan Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, "With the name of God, the merciful benefactor, the merciful redeemer, it is a crime against humanity to torture, mistake any human being. There is no way to qualify or justify that type of statement to human family."
Okay, affirmative said that in some religion, torture never justified. Therefore, torture need protecting the dignity of the innocent. Protecting the dignity of man in God's image is an important concept. But it is not violate by torture. Torture involved a trade-off in which the dignity of innocent victims, who are also in God's image, is way above the dignity of terrorist suspect that threatens those individuals. It is acceptable to make this trade-off in the interest of protecting the most human in God's image. Torture to save life has a substantial body of support among public. In an October 2006 BBC survey, have 27 million people in the 25 countries. More than 1 out of 3 people in 9 of those countries, including America, considered a degree of torture acceptable if it saves lives.